Hello everyone, I am Arindham. I am working with Billabong High International School, and at this moment I am working as a A-level teacher for chemistry. At the same time, training is one of my passion. So I just try to do something regarding educational training with teachers at Billabong High. Now today's talk is about teach more and talk less, but I guess here I will talk more and teach less. But let's see how it goes. Okay, I just want to know how many of you are teachers here? Okay, this is quite a good number. Then this will make more sense for them. At the same time, this is going to make sense for the parents also. So today's talk, we will have these things. Those who are teachers, they may be knowing about the first one, which is called constructivism or conditional learning. Then second, I will pass on to using technology in classrooms, and last one is Techsmart at Billabong High. I will talk about what is Techsmart at Billabong High. Before that, we will talk about all those other points here. Now, let's go to the next one. That is constructivism and active teaching and learning design. Okay, being teachers, can I pose you a question? What is active learning? Anybody? Any ideas? Active, when we say active learning, means there is some activity in the learning process, right? At this moment, like I am speaking something, there is no activity among you. You're just listening to me. That is, you are passive at this moment. So, constructivism is one of the new methods. It's a very highly useful method which we apply in our classrooms, particularly at Billabong High, we apply it to engage the learners in the process. So, but going to this, before this, there is a big question. Before we proceed, let's ponder on this question. How do we learn? Yeah? How do we learn actually? Any ideas? Okay, let me give you a clue. What is this? A bicycle, right? Everyone knows it, no? It's a bicycle. Okay, how many of you know how to ride it? Don't say no, okay? Yeah, good. So, I guess, ladies at the back, you know how to ride a bicycle, right? Okay, good. Great. Then, let's go to the other one. What is this? Scooter, great. And how many know how to ride this? Oh, I'm loving you guys. Then you know. So how do you learn this? How do you learn to ride a cycle? Yeah? You just climb on the cycle one day, start riding and fall for 2-3 times and then again learn, right? Okay. So, if I say those who have learned a cycle and then a scooter was easier, right? Because you already know the balancing part. Then you move to riding a scooter. And one more question. If you know how to ride a scooter till your head is stuck with a big wall, you will not forget, no, how to ride a scooter. It is something like a permanent learning. Okay? So anybody who is asked that you know how to ride a scooter or not, and if he knows how to ride a scooter till he lives on this planet, he knows how to ride a scooter. Right? Okay, that's great. Now, imagine if this can be replicated in the class. If this kind of permanency in learning can be brought into classroom teaching. And that's what is constructivism. It's a method where we build on one phase of learning to the other phase. Those who have attended my workshop in the morning, I was talking about these things in the classroom, few activities through. Okay. Then, constructivism has a very important approach in it. That's called the conditional learning approach. Okay? Okay, how many of you think that teacher is required for learning? It's a question for teachers. Yeah, you can also say. Teachers are required for learning. Really? Okay, let's see. I am showing you one video, and let's see. Just watch the 1-minute video, okay? Okay. So, what happened in the video actually? There was a pigeon. There is a pigeon, or there was a pigeon in a box. It was trying to pluck the banana, right? Now, what happened? It was unable to get to that. Okay? A situation is there. Now, there was also a box in that room, right? Small box. Was there anybody in the room to tell the pigeon that there is a box, climb on the box and ride and get it? No? So many a time, learning happens without a teacher, right? That's what the concept is behind conditional learning. You have to create situations in the classroom which actually focuses, which actually makes the child to study and learn, keep learning on its own. That's what yesterday, day before yesterday, there was a Cambridge AS practical exams. After the students came out of the practical, they said, okay, sir, it was very good. We did well. The same students used to say, what, sir, you always make us do everything. You don't do anything in the class. Okay? So I used to listen to all those things. And finally, it works. This approach definitely works where we create a situation like the pigeon was given a situation in a room to take something which it was not getting, and finally it got it. So, let's talk about this, okay? This is a way, how many are math teachers here? My favorite subject, though I am chemistry. Though I am teaching chemistry. Okay, there are 2 at the back. Anybody is a math teacher here? Except for Misbah, Hafiz sir, and? Okay, great. So, let's see this question, which you parents can also try it in your, at your home with your kid. Like, I have given a very small question, okay? If mommy allows you to get 3 candidates, but she told that it has to be a mix of red and blue, right? Your child is asking you for some toffees, then you can say that, okay, you can get 3 candies, but those 3 candies has to be a mix of red and blue. So you actually created a situation for him, right? And how can you teach through this at your home as well? You being parents can actually try this out at your home, okay? So, a worksheet, a small worksheet can be like this. Dash plus dash is 3, right? Now, let's see how this constructivism is actually practiced. I will show you the video of one of our teachers at Billabong High. His name is Mr. Hafiz Khan. He will show actually how this constructivist approach you can actually try in your house. Okay? Let's go to this constructivist approach. That is how you can actually make your child think out of the box without actually telling him that 1 plus 2 is also 3, 1 blue and 2 red, or 2 blue and 1 red is 3. This should come out of the kid by himself. When you are actually making the child think in these lines, then actual learning is happening. Otherwise, you could go and tell him, okay, put 2 blue and 1 red on, or 2 red and 1 blue, it's done. Let's see how this goes with another small video, very powerful video.
Today I'll be speaking something about independent learners. As Arindham was speaking, I just want to add to it, and we are discussing in detail how we are going the students learn on their own, and how we are making them independent learners. We are giving a situation to the children. We are not asking them how we have to do it. So the student might do it in this way. The student will think like, okay, I'll take two red candies and one blue candy. So two red and one blue, that is total of 3. Okay, that's not the only answer. The student will be asked, is there any other possibility that you arrange these candies in different orders? So we are giving the student to think. We are asking the student to think, to have this in his mind, constructivism, how he can construct another situation, another equation, or another possibility to make it 3. So he could do sweat. We can take 2 blue candies and 1 red candy. Now also the total is 3. So this is a simple question. These are the 2 possible outcomes, 2 possible ways a student can give the answer. And then our teachers will change it to another number. Say let it be 5. Give another situation. And make a group of some students, take a group of 4 or 5, and ask them to do it collaboratively. Right? So collaborative education is very important. This is how you can build the relationship between the students and their abilities to solve the questions. Right? So the student might take 4 red candies and 1 blue candy. This is one of the possible ways they can do it. But the teacher will ask again, is this the only possible way? So this is how we are asking the students to think constructively, to think in a way that you can solve in different ways. So it can be 3 red candies and 2 blue candies. Or it can also be 2 red candies and 3 blue candies. Is there any other possible outcome? Students would say yes. Could be 1 red candy and 4 blue candies. So this is how we can build the students their understanding on their own without much involvement of teachers, so that this will last in their memories.
Okay. This is something like building on one phase to other phase, slowly growing up. So instead of telling the child that 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4, you are actually making him do something and working on building his knowledge, and you're making him construct on his learning. That's what is constructivism. Now, this particular type of teaching can be on any subject, and particularly when this worked with primary and middle school, it becomes very effective. Your lessons can actually move butter smooth when you do this kind of an activity. Now, how many of you believe that actually technology can change education? Okay, that's good. 4 people only believe here. Rest don't believe. Okay, there are some more who are believing. Fine, great. So, if I ask you, what is technology in education, what you will say? Okay. Now, how can we integrate technology into this? Can anybody say how we can teach the same dash plus dash equal to 3 through technology? Yeah. Showing a PowerPoint in the class? Fine. Showing PowerPoint in a class is just a very old approach of doing. Even in the name of technology, what we do, just we play one presentation, okay, this is there, like I'm doing at this moment, right? So the thing is, how we can actually do this through a more collaborative way. All of us being teachers use collaborative learning in the class, right? Make students sit on groups and then work with them, and like that we do, right? Preschool teachers, it keeps on decreasing as we go top, but we do it, right? Let's see how this can be done through a collaborative approach. Hafiz sir, can you just, yeah. I'll show you how this can be done in regular classroom, and you will see the student performing on the board with the use of a Google app called Google Sheets, okay? Let's see how it works. I'm coming back to this. This is one simple G sheet, okay, which is being created, and there is our teacher who will work on the same thing. I have created a situation that blue candies and red candies is equal to 4. This worksheet you have emailed to your student one day before, or the moment you come to the class, that time also you can do. The student, the student has to have a system with himself. Now, when he has a system with himself, you will see that the down sheet is me here. I can also work, and the top one is Mr. Hafiz, who is sitting at the end. We both can work at the same place. And being a teacher, I can see it happening. Can you do it, sir? See, I'm not doing anything. Say that he is a student, right? He is putting all these values here. So Hafiz is working on this, and at the same time, I am seeing it happening. I can also go down and put here, say, yeah, not E, what E? So we can just put here 3, and here I can put 1. So you see, this work is happening in the real-time experience in the class, right? So both students are working on the same sheet, but from 2 different systems. That's what technology is. That's how you are using technology in teaching something old in a new way. Otherwise, and children actually enjoy this a lot when they see it happening in front of them. Like, imagine me and Hafiz are 2 students, and the teacher is doing this activity. He is doing in his system, I am doing in my system. And we are seeing this happening over here, right? And the teacher can immediately say which student is working properly, which student is not working properly. Any other thing. There are lots of other features in Google as well as in Apple, which I'll come back at the later half of my speech, where you will see that can be utilized in regular classroom, and we learn through them. That's what is called the collaborative approach. Collaboration. You are making the child first learn by himself, second through technology. And believe me, this is something, a freely available thing. You can actually, there is no big amount of investment you have to do. You have an email ID, you have a Gmail, it works. Okay? Fine. Going ahead, technology enhancing learning by collaboration. The last activity which we have seen, last one activity in which both of us were working in the same sheet. That is technology being used for collaborating our learning. If this kind of a situation can be created in the classroom, imagine the power that comes up with it. And you don't have to speak more. You just have to make the child learn. And your teaching will go continuously without you speaking more and more, becoming active and making the child passive. That's what the thing is. Now, at Billabong, we came out something called this, the Techsmart movement. Techsmart project, which is our executive director's idea, Mr. Adlis, he came out and we started working on this, and we found that a lot of people started associating with us in our school. And we got something called instead of calling it was initially a project. Later phase, it became a movement. Why? Because teachers started understanding how technology can be used in regular classroom, leaving the PowerPoint. Frankly speaking, if I go to many of the schools and ask him what technology you are using in the classroom, they will say only PowerPoint. So PowerPoint is just not PowerPoint also, though there are several versions of PowerPoint, G Slides, Apple's Keynote, but then also the word will be PowerPoint. Microsoft has marketed very nicely. Okay? So going ahead, we have this movement which is called the Techsmart movement, where we are combining this Google and Apple together. We are merging Google and Apple. How we are doing it, I'll show a bit of it. Now, the Google education platform, which is all our classrooms will be in the virtual format, like anybody anywhere can log into the classroom and learn from there. So this is something not something new, but using Google and Apple is something both are technology giants, and when we use the feature of both of them, it makes the work far easier. Now, here is our thing, like Billabong High becoming the first Google school in the country. Recently, we became a Google school in the whole country, and that means we are now licensed to use Google Apps for Education, which is a very powerful tool for making learning a very easy as well as effective process. Okay, before I come back to the end of my speech, I'll show you what few things we are at this moment working in Techsmart and how we are making it more effective. Like in Techsmart, what is this Techsmart about? I told you it's a mixture of Apple and Google platforms. So before we end, I'll show two parts of it. I'll show you how, okay, being teachers, we keep learning, right? Agree? All of you? Being teachers, we should learn, no? All the time? Yes, okay. If learning stops for teachers, then how we plan to teach our students? So I'll show you something like this is our classroom. I have shown this to the participants who were at the end of my first half. Wait a second, these are my classes, okay? Like every teacher has his or her own classes. And since I'm a teacher trainer also, I have this class of teachers, which I call it the Techsmart. In the Techsmart, there are 13 students at this moment, 13 teachers who are actually students learning in that phase. This is something like the classes appear. Now, for example, for the last assignment which I have given, only 2 teachers have worked, 11 teachers have not worked. So you see, the last assignment which I have given, only 2 has worked, 11 not done. So you also know that what your students are doing, and student also knows, yes, I have not done. So this is one way we are connecting to all our teachers. This is actually a teacher's classroom at Billabong where we try to improve ourselves. This is one phase of it. Okay? Like this, there are some more classes here. I will show, wait a second. Like for example, this class. This is my chemistry class, AS Chembis. Here, these are my students who are there. And this makes them think, okay, this teacher is actually connecting with us. He is a bit technology friendly. So this is some of my classes for which I teach, and other teachers are also teaching at this moment. Now, lastly, I'll finish with one simple thing which is very useful for schools who don't have a proper laboratory. Because I believe if I have to teach chemistry, I need to take students to the laboratory. They need to know what is happening. I cannot say copper plus zinc equal to this plus this. Yes. Okay, I forgot to ask you this question. What question we as teachers fear from students? One big question is there, which when the student asks, I at least have a big problem with that. Yeah, that is why we are learning this. Why we are doing this? If somebody asks me this, a plus b whole square equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab. Why? He will do all problems. At the end, he will ask, why we are doing this? There is no use of it, right? So this kind of questions we are answering through this, our module thing. I will show just one before finishing up. This app which is a part of our Techsmart program. Let's see. Okay, I've already set it up, right? You can actually. Say this is a virtual laboratory which you can use in your regular classroom. Through this virtual laboratory, you can do many of the experiments which you, if you don't have a laboratory in your school, you can use. And through that, you can teach. Okay? Since I'm a chemistry teacher, I can do something on bed. Now I'll show you how. Say, for example, wait. I'm taking some of the laboratory equipments. I have taken this one. Then I'm taking one more, the burner. Put on the burner and light it. Then I am putting one beaker onto this. Or let's not take a beaker. Let's take conical flask. Fine? Okay. Done. Okay. Then how many know what happens when hydrogen burns in oxygen? Water, right? Okay, see. You might have told number of times your kids that hydrogen is very explosive. It burns in oxygen, lot of air, thing is produced, pop sound is there, this is there, that is there. The child is also believing you, okay, fine, agreed. But is it really happens? There are two ways. You can produce hydrogen gas in the laboratory, take a matchstick, the pop sound happens, the child believes you, okay, great. Else, you show him something. Say for example, I take hydrogen here, and I am putting into this beaker. This is me and Adli's favorite, okay? Now, say we put it here into this. There's some, okay. What happened? Broke, no? So hydrogen is that much of explosive that when it is going with air, it breaks. This thing you are showing the child in the class. So there are numerous apps like this which you can actually use in the classroom and make the child think in a very different way. That's all for today. Thank you very much for listening to me, and thank you very much.